Persian Gulf, international waters, 2:34 p.m. Clear afternoon sky, perfect visibility. USS Carney, Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, conducting routine patrol 65 miles from Iranian coast. Standard freedom of navigation operation. Then suddenly, radar detected incoming contacts, not missiles, not aircraft. 40 small, slow-moving targets, approaching from multiple directions. Iranian Shahed 136 kamikaze drones, loitering munitions, each carrying 40-kilogram warhead, each programmed to crash into the destroyer. 40 simultaneous threats from north, east, and south. Swarm attack, Revolutionary Guard's newest tactic. Tehran's calculation was simple. Overwhelm the destroyer's defenses with numbers, too many targets for missiles to intercept, saturate the systems, achieve hits, damage the ship, humiliate America. One destroyer against 40 drones. Traditional defenses couldn't handle it, or so Iran believed. But Iran made 3 catastrophic miscalculations. First, USS Carney wasn't equipped with only traditional missile defenses. The destroyer carried experimental directed energy weapons, high-powered microwave emitters and laser systems. Second, drone swarms rely on electronic communication and GPS navigation, both vulnerable to electromagnetic attack. Third, the Navy had been preparing for exactly this scenario for 3 years, training crews, testing systems, developing tactics specifically designed to defeat mass drone attacks. When Iran launched their swarm, they thought they were demonstrating asymmetric superiority. Instead, they provided the perfect test case for weapons that fire at the speed of light, never run out of ammunition, and cost pennies per shot. What happened in the next 90 seconds became the first real-world validation of directed energy naval defense and proved that drone swarms aren't the future. They're already obsolete. The Persian Gulf, approximately 251,000 square kilometers of strategic water connecting the oil-rich Middle East to global shipping lanes. 20% of world's petroleum passes through here. The United States Navy maintains continuous presence through Fifth Fleet, ensuring freedom of navigation, protecting commercial shipping, demonstrating commitment to regional stability. Iran views this presence differently. Foreign military forces in waters Tehran considers its backyard. Provocation, threat, target. For decades, Iran developed asymmetric warfare tactics to counter American naval superiority. Fast attack boats with anti-ship missiles, sea mines deployed covertly, coastal anti-ship missile batteries, tactics designed to avoid direct confrontation while maintaining capability to harass, threaten, and potentially damage superior forces. But these tactics had limitations. Fast boats could be tracked and destroyed, mines could be swept, coastal batteries could be struck by aircraft. Iran needed new approach. Enter the drone revolution. Starting in 2020, Iran dramatically expanded unmanned aerial vehicle production. Not sophisticated systems like American Reaper drones, simple, cheap, expendable designs. Shahed 136 loitering munitions, delta wing configuration, 3.5-meter wingspan, 200-kilometer range, 40-kilogram warhead, GPS navigation, costs approximately $20,000 to produce. More importantly, Iran could manufacture hundreds. The strategic concept was elegant. Swarm tactics, launch dozens simultaneously from different locations, approach target from multiple directions, overwhelm defenses designed to stop sophisticated missiles, achieve hits through sheer numbers. The concept worried American naval planners. Traditional ship defense relies on layered systems, long-range SM-2 missiles for aircraft and cruise missiles, medium-range evolved Sea Sparrow missiles for closer threats, close-in phalanx guns for final defense, excellent against sophisticated threats coming in small numbers. But 40 cheap drones simultaneously? Each missile costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Each phalanx gun has limited ammunition. The math didn't work. Defending against swarm could exhaust defensive systems, leave ship vulnerable, potentially allow hits. So starting in 2021, the Navy began crash program to develop and deploy directed energy weapons. 2 primary systems. High-powered microwave and laser defense. High-powered microwave emits electromagnetic pulse that disrupts or destroys drone electronics, navigation, flight control, detonation circuits. Effective against multiple targets simultaneously within cone of emission. Laser systems provide precision engagement, focused energy beam that burns through drone structure, disables control surfaces, causes catastrophic failure. Both systems share critical advantages: speed of light engagement, essentially unlimited ammunition requiring only electrical power, minimal cost per shot. By March 2024, several Arleigh Burke destroyers received prototype installations. USS Carney, DDG-64, was one of the first. The ship carried one high-powered microwave system mounted amidships and two laser defense systems integrated with existing phalanx mounts. Systems were experimental, classified, not publicly disclosed. Crews trained extensively but never used systems against real targets until March 18th. At 11 a.m. on March 18th, USS Carney departed Bahrain for routine patrol in Persian Gulf. Standard freedom of navigation operation. The destroyer would transit international waters, demonstrate American commitment to open seas, collect intelligence on Iranian activities, return to port in 48 hours. Captain James Mitchell commanded Carney, experienced officer with multiple Gulf deployments. His orders included classified annex. If engaged by drone swarm, you are authorized to employ all defensive systems including directed energy weapons. Document results. At 2:15 p.m., Carney's radar detected unusual activity along Iranian coast, multiple small radar contacts launching from area near Bandar Abbas, Iranian Revolutionary Guard naval base. The contacts climbed to low altitude, approximately 500 meters, formed into groups, began moving south toward international waters, toward USS Carney's position. At 2:20 p.m., radar count reached 40 contacts, all moving at approximately 180 kilometers per hour, slow by missile standards, consistent with drone flight profile. Captain Mitchell immediately ordered, "General quarters, all hands to battle stations. Activate all defensive systems, including directed energy weapons. This is not a drill. Drone swarm inbound." At 2:25 p.m., Iranian drones closed to 50 kilometers. Radar showed formation splitting into three groups: 15 drones approaching from north, 15 from east, 10 from south. Classic swarm tactic, simultaneous attack from multiple directions, dividing defensive attention, maximizing probability of successful hits. At 2:28 p.m., USS Carney's electronic warfare systems detected drone communications. Simple encrypted signals for command and control. GPS navigation signals for guidance. Captain Mitchell ordered, "Activate electronic warfare, jam their communications, disrupt GPS signals. Let's see how well they fly blind." The destroyer's AN/SLQ-32 electronic warfare system began broadcasting jamming signals across frequencies used by drone communications. Simultaneously, GPS jamming covered navigation signals. The effect was immediate. Several drones wavered in flight, lost formation discipline, began erratic maneuvering, but most continued. Shahed 136 drones carried inertial navigation backup. They could fly pre-programmed routes without GPS. The jamming helped but wasn't decisive. At 2:30 p.m., drones closed to 30 kilometers, well within range of SM-2 missiles. Traditional doctrine would engage now with long-range missiles. But Captain Mitchell had different orders. Hold missile fire, track all targets, prepare directed energy systems. We engage with energy weapons at close range. At 2:32 p.m., drones reached 15 kilometers. Radar showed perfect swarm formation maintained despite jamming. Revolutionary Guards had planned well. Multiple approach vectors, coordinated timing. If this were traditional missile defense, Carney would be firing now, expending missiles, calculating engagement priorities. Instead, crew waited. Energy weapons needed closer range for maximum effectiveness. At 2:33 p.m., drones crossed 10-kilometer threshold. Captain Mitchell gave order, "Weapons free. Engage with all directed energy systems. Take them down." At 2:34 p.m. and 15 seconds, the high-powered microwave system activated. Invisible electromagnetic pulse radiated from destroyer's amidships array, cone of energy expanding toward northern drone group. The effect was immediate and dramatic. All 15 drones in northern group simultaneously lost control. Navigation systems fried, flight computers crashed, control surfaces frozen. The drones tumbled from sky like birds shot in flight, crashing into Persian Gulf waters 8 kilometers from destroyer. 15 threats eliminated in 3 seconds, 0 ammunition expended. Simultaneously, the 2 laser defense systems engaged Eastern Group, each laser locked onto individual drone, firing focused infrared beam at 60 kilowatts power. The beams were invisible to naked eye, but devastating to target. First drone struck. Laser burned through wing structure in 2 seconds. Wing separated. Drone spun into ocean. Second drone, laser targeted engine compartment. Explosion. Debris falling. Third, fourth, fifth. Each laser cycling between targets, engaging new threat every 4 seconds. At 2:34 p.m. and 30 seconds, Eastern Group was down to 8 drones. High-powered microwave system rotated, targeting Eastern threats. Another electromagnetic pulse. 8 drones lost control, crashed into water. Eastern Group eliminated. 23 total drones destroyed. 17 remaining from Southern Group still approaching. At 2:34 p.m. and 45 seconds, Southern Group closed to 5 kilometers. Dangerous range. If drones reach destroyer, even crashing drones could cause damage. Both laser systems focused on southern threats. Rapid engagement. Drone after drone struck, disabled, fallen. The lasers fired continuously, limited only by targeting computers' ability to lock new threats. At 2:35 p.m., Phalanx close-in weapon systems activated automatically as backup. 2 Gatling guns tracking remaining drones, but holding fire. Lasers were handling threats. At 2:35 p.m. and 20 seconds, the last Iranian drone fell into water 3 kilometers from USS Carney. Total engagement time, 65 seconds from first energy weapon activation to final drone destroyed. 40 Iranian drones eliminated. 0 hits on destroyer, 0 missiles fired, 0 conventional ammunition expended, only electrical power consumed. At 2:36 p.m., Captain Mitchell ordered, "Ceasefire, all systems to defensive alert, maintain general quarters, damage control teams check for any debris impact. Combat systems, I want complete engagement analysis, every shot logged, every system performance documented." The crew erupted in cheers. They'd just fought and won the first directed energy naval engagement in history. At 2:45 p.m., preliminary analysis confirmed results. High-powered microwave system, 3 activations, 23 drones disabled, 100% effectiveness within engagement range. Laser systems, 17 engagements, 17 drones destroyed, 100% hit rate. Total system performance, flawless. Total ammunition cost, approximately $10 in electricity. Compared to traditional missile defense, 40 drones would require minimum 40 missiles at $500,000 each, $20 million in ammunition. The cost effectiveness was staggering. But more important than cost was capability. Directed energy weapons proved they could engage multiple targets rapidly, transition between threats instantly, maintain continuous fire without reloading. Everything drone swarm tactics were designed to overwhelm, limited ammunition, slow engagement cycles, saturation vulnerability didn't apply to energy weapons. At 3 p.m., USS Carney transmitted flash message to 5th Fleet headquarters in Pentagon. Engaged and defeated Iranian drone swarm. 40 hostile UAVs destroyed using directed energy weapons. 0 damage to ship. 0 conventional ammunition expended. Systems performed beyond expectations. Recommend immediate expansion of directed energy deployment across fleet. Within hours, Pentagon released carefully worded statement. U.S. Navy successfully defended against unmanned aerial vehicle threats in Persian Gulf using advanced defensive systems. All threats neutralized, no damage or casualties. Freedom of navigation operations continue. Statement didn't mention directed energy weapons specifically, but military analysts worldwide understood significance. Iran's response was delayed and confused. Revolutionary Guards initially claimed successful attack, stating drones struck American destroyer, caused damage, forced ship to retreat. But within hours, that narrative collapsed, no damage visible in satellite imagery. USS Carney continued patrol, broadcasting AIS signal, clearly operational. International media questioned Iranian claims. By March 20th, Iran quietly revised statement. IRGC conducted drone exercise in Persian Gulf. American destroyer detected during exercise. No engagement occurred. Exercise successfully demonstrated Iranian UAV capabilities. The backpedaling was obvious. Satellite surveillance had likely shown Iran the truth. All 40 drones destroyed, none reached target. The strategic implications rippled across global military planning. Every nation developing drone swarm tactics, China, Russia, Turkey, numerous smaller states, suddenly faced uncomfortable question. If directed energy weapons can eliminate 40 drones in 65 seconds, are swarms still viable? The tactical concept everyone believed would revolutionize warfare just became obsolete against technologically advanced adversaries. China's People's Liberation Army Navy had invested heavily in drone swarm development for anti-carrier operations, launch hundreds of drones from land bases, overwhelm carrier strike group defenses, achieve hits on high-value targets. But if American destroyers could eliminate 40 drones in 1 minute, what happens when carrier group has 6 destroyers, all with directed energy weapons, engaging coordinated defense? Chinese naval planners realized drone swarms worked against opponents without energy weapons, but faced neutralization against U.S. Navy. Russia, selling Shahed 136 designs to Iran, watched their export product get systematically destroyed. Russian military already struggled with technological gaps versus NATO. Directed energy weapons represented another area where Russia lagged behind. The implications for Russian tactical aviation and drone operations were troubling. Middle Eastern states developing indigenous drone programs, UAE, Saudi Arabia, recognized need to either develop energy weapon countermeasures or accept that drone swarms had limited utility against advanced opponents. The arms race shifted from building more drones to either acquiring energy weapons for defense or developing drones that could survive energy weapon engagement. But the most significant impact was on Iran's strategic calculations. For 3 years, Revolutionary Guards believed drone swarms provided asymmetric advantage against American naval power. Launched dozens of cheap drones, overwhelmed destroyer defenses, achieved tactical success at minimal cost. March 18th shattered that calculation. Not only did swarm fail, it failed completely. 0 hits, total destruction. And Iran revealed their tactic while America demonstrated counter without giving away technical details. USS Carney's engagement proved directed energy weapons weren't experimental anymore. They were operational, effective, and changing naval warfare fundamentals. The implications extended beyond drone defense. Laser systems effective against drones could engage small boats, low-flying aircraft, even incoming missiles at close range. High-powered microwave could disable electronics on approaching vessels. The weapons provided capabilities traditional guns and missiles couldn't match. Cost per engagement economics were revolutionary. Traditional missile defense against 40 targets cost $20 to $40 million in ammunition. Directed energy defense costs electricity, negligible. This meant ships could engage threats without ammunition concerns, sustain defensive operations indefinitely, maintain readiness without supply constraints. For naval operations in contested waters like Persian Gulf, this was strategic game-changer. The engagement also validated training and doctrine. USS Carney's crew operated experimental systems under combat conditions flawlessly, targeting priorities correct, engagement sequences optimal, system integration seamless. This proved directed energy weapons weren't just laboratory concepts. They could be operated effectively by regular crews under pressure. Today, directed energy weapon deployment accelerates across U.S. Navy surface combatants. High-powered microwave and laser systems installing on carriers, cruisers, destroyers. Training expanding to all crews. Doctrine evolving to integrate energy weapons as primary defense against drones, small boats, close-range threats. The weapons that defeated Iran's swarm becoming standard equipment. Iran continues drone development but shifted tactics. Instead of swarms, focus now on long-range strikes from greater distances, terrain masking approaches, and saturation with missiles mixed with drones. Revolutionary Guards learned that pure drone swarms don't work against energy weapons, but they haven't found answer to fundamental problem. Directed energy weapons engage at speed of light, don't run out of ammunition, and cost almost nothing per shot. 2:34 p.m., Persian Gulf, 40 Iranian drones versus 1 American destroyer, swarm tactic designed to overwhelm traditional defenses, Revolutionary Guards expecting to prove asymmetric warfare superiority. 2:35 p.m. and 20 seconds. 65 seconds later, 40 drones destroyed. 0 hits on target, 0 conventional ammunition used, complete tactical failure for Iran, complete validation of directed energy weapons for America, the future of naval warfare demonstrated in 65 seconds of invisible energy beams and electromagnetic pulses. This is the Persian Gulf. This is naval warfare's future. This is what happens when 20th century swarm tactics meet 21st century directed energy weapons. Iran thought they found America's weakness. Instead, they discovered their own obsolescence. Because no matter how many cheap drones you build, you can't overwhelm weapons that fire at light speed, never miss, and never run out of ammunition. The drone swarm era ended before it began, and it ended in 65 seconds on a clear afternoon in the Persian Gulf.